top of mind awareness with your prospects, buyers and sellers, and why you should care to do that. First of all, some data which I at least find interesting, and that is that most buyers and most sellers don't interview very many people before they pick one. Here's the numbers. Buyers interview, 85% of the buyers interview 1 or 2 people. That's it, not 5 or 10. And sellers, 82% interview 1 or 2 people. So what's your job? Your job is to be number 1 or number 2 in the minds of your prospects, so that when they reach a decision to buy real estate, you're the name that they call. And in the mid-'80s, I met a fella from Fort Collins, Colorado with the Group Incorporated, a guy named Larry Kendall, and he told this story. And the story is that he was at, let's say, a Chamber of Commerce luncheon, and you know how those go. You sit around a table with 8 people at it. You meet the people on each side, and sometimes you exchange business cards. Sometimes you know them. Here's the story as I remember it. He was sitting next to a fella, and he held out his hand and he said, "Hi, my name's Larry Kendall." The man introduced himself. And one of the questions that's pretty safe to ask in Colorado is, "How long you been here?" And the fellow said, 2 weeks. And Larry said, "Well, that's great. How are you enjoying it so far?" And the fellow said, "My wife loves it. The kids love it. They love school. They found soccer. Everything's great." So Larry is a real estate broker, so he said, "Have you bought a house?" And the guy said, "Oh, yeah. We bought one." Our real estate agent was absolutely number 1. He was fabulous. So Larry said, "That's great." They exchanged cards, listened to this presentation, whatever it was. And then Larry went back to his office, and here's what he did. He created a system called an 8 in 8, or an 8 touches in 8 weeks, and that's what I want to talk with you about today, how to do that. First, he sent him a thank you note that basically said 3 things. First, "It was great meeting you at the Chamber of Commerce luncheon today." Second, "I'm thrilled that you and your family are settling in and you're happy." And third, "If I can ever be of service, please don't hesitate to call." That was the first touch. So I want you to think about something. How many thank you cards have you received in the past month? Most of us have received 0. So getting a thank you card, whether it's handwritten or machine produced, is frankly pretty rare. And then he sent him 8 value-added touches, or touched him 7 more times in the next 7 weeks. So he sent him a value-added touch the second week, a value-added touch the third week, and then he called him on the 4th week. And what's the nature of that call? The call is, "Hi, it's Larry. Just checking in. I want to make sure you're getting the material that I sent." Not asking for business. Just checking in and making sure that the material is being received. Then another touch, another touch, another touch, and then on week 8, according to the story as I remember it, Larry called this man again, and this time he talked about real estate. The guy was frankly blown away that Larry had sent him 8 or touched him 8 times in 8 weeks, not asking for business, just adding value to the person's life. We'll talk about contents in a minute. And here's the compelling part. Larry asked the man who his real estate broker was at the end of the 8-week period, and guess what the guy said? "I don't remember." Why? Because Larry's 8 touches in 8 weeks, 2 phone calls, a handwritten thank you note, and other value-added touches had pushed the real estate broker that helped him buy the house out of the man's awareness. Now, you might say, well, okay, so what do I send? Here's some easy things to send. 1, write this website down, epa.gov, epa.gov. There are 4 brochures at that website that are easy. They're generally free to get, and here's the subjects. 1, a brochure on radon. 2, a brochure on lead-based paint. 3, a brochure on indoor air quality. And 4, a brochure on mold. So you got the first touch, 4 brochures from EPA, that's 5. And then you have 2 phone calls is 7. You need 1 more piece of value-added information to send. I'm sure that you can find a piece of value-added information someplace in your office, with your franchise, on the web, that you could use to send to these folks. Remember, over 80% of the buyers and sellers only interview 2 people, 2 before they pick one. So what's your job? Be number 1 or number 2. If you're not the biggest dog in your marketplace, then is number 2 okay? Absolutely. I was never the biggest dog in my marketplace. At least I got to the kitchen table or in a living room to talk to people. I hope this information has been helpful for you. Make a comment below. I'll respond to your comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.